everybody.
Oh,
How is it going out there? The weather has been crazy the last couple of days.
very much.
Said it was going to snow today, but it didn't snow. Hello.
Daryl, you're so
Hey,
silly.
Darren.
You're so silly, Daryl.
Yeah, the weather is crazy for sure. Um, so here we are live again. Um,
Yeah, another Monday night, feeling a little run down. Hi,
mm,
Angelica.
hey, Angelica. Um, yeah, you were a little rough there for a couple of days.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
today you've been making all this drink for yourself. Mm.
Today?
No, well, the whole
Oh,
the
well,
last couple of
yeah,
days.
yeah. Over the weekend, I juiced all the fruit in
Hmm.
our house, and
And we
then
got
we
we
bought
got
more
some more.
fruit, and then I juiced all of that.
Right.
So, because we had some apples for a while, and I didn't want them to go bad, so we juiced them.
I feel like I'm off a little bit.
Look at that. Now you're all the way in.
Okay. So yeah, busy weekend.
Angelica, I was thinking about you when I was juicing. I was like, Angelica would love these juice because we get every time I juice,
Hmm.
and I give juice to Layla,
Right.
she always drinks like a sip of it, even if it's just straight orange juice.
Oh, water. I find a lot of glasses of water just sitting there.
She won't finish it, and I know Angelica would appreciate the work that I put into my when I make things fresh.
No, it's not the work. That's a teenage thing.
No,
Yeah.
what?
Every girl that I had that was a teenager did that. They drink a little bit and then they leave.
I don't know. Layla just asked me to make her some iced coffee, and I did. I bet you she'll drink the whole thing. Angelica would drink all of the juice, and she helps me eat the guacamole
The
because
guacamole. Oh
when I
yeah,
make
you
fresh
made some
guacamole.
guacamole. Yeah.
Yeah, you're funny. You're
Yeah.
funny about guacamole. Like
Yeah.
you'll eat it sometimes,
Sometimes. Yeah. I
but
have to
I'll eat
be.
it all the
I
time.
have to be in the mood for it.
See,
What is
Angelica
this? What
says
are
she
you
likes.
printing here?
Yeah,
So
I sound a little bit congested, you guys. I am so sorry. I hope that I will not sound like this tomorrow
okay.
because
Yeah,
I'm
you
hosting.
just gotta rest a little bit, and don't take too much liquid because your body's already full of liquid. That's why, you know, liquid time to get out.
I'm blowing it out. I'll eat guacamole with you because Daryl, see, I make the best guacamole. Like, give me some avocados, some lime juice, dice up some tomatoes, salt,
Hmm.
pepper.
Yeah, and that will do it. That will do it. So anyway, tonight we're waiting for our guest.
Yes. I'm gonna
He's
go
from
and
a,
just. Whoa!
you're gonna go.
I almost dropped my phone, guys. Daryl, when do you make guacamole at home, or does maybe your wife make guacamole at home? Because I have a question. If anyone that's watching makes guacamole at home, I have a question for you. So let
Hmm.
me know in the comments if you make fresh guacamole.
Jenny Beth
Okay. So
make
does
it. Yeah.
she use lime juice or fresh lime? That's the question. That's the key question.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. As soon as I see Daryl's answer, I'm just trying to get to our Tweed Talks page so I can just make sure our guest.
Because sometimes when they're from another state, they get the time wrong. And I hope he.
Is he on
I
the
think he's
West
on
Coast?
Ohio.
Oh, hold on.
You want some now, Angelica? Well, it's here.
He said he'll have to ask. I want some now. Yeah, I know. Okay. Hold on. Oh, there it is.
I'm sending a link on both from my page and from the Tweet Talk page.
Did you?
Yeah. There it is. Mm-mm-mm.
You sent it to
So
him twice.
twice.
Yes, you did.
Really? Okay. So yeah. So we just wait. Well,
Yeah, keep our guests company.
um, yeah. So we've been basically going to gymnastic competition and things like that. The kids are getting better and better. And it's funny because they start liking one event and then they don't like that event and then they want to go to another event that's their favorite. It depends on the week. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. And the Tai Chi class is going well. It's a lot of people, having big conversation because there's a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I bump into a couple of my former gymnasts. It's funny because they want to come in and they want to do gymnastics and they don't realize how sore they're going to be the next. I haven't heard from them since they came. I want to try. And if you haven't done it in a while, like in a couple of years, you know,
Yeah.
it's going to be painful.
D, yeah, I hear you. D said she's ready to laugh. Jenny Beth uses lime juice. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever I can, I try to use all fresh ingredients, but I have learned that with limes,
Hmm.
you don't get a lot of juice. You barely get any juice, like if we're
Okay.
being honest.
Yeah.
And I just think fresh limes are a sham.
Hmm.
And I have bought fresh limes multiple times, so I can't be that bad at picking limes. They just don't have a lot of juice.
Well, they're smaller than regular lemon.
They are, but I
Yeah.
even try to like rub it on the counter
Yeah.
and get some juice
That's
out
what
of
I
it.
said to do.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. I never made guacamole. I
Angelica said they're dry. She agrees with me.
Oh, it depends how long you keep it out. Sometimes they just dry up.
Mr. Tweed,
Yes.
listen, there's no juice in a lime. I'm telling you, there's like 3 drops,
There.
so I have to end up using lime juice anyway. What's up,
Hey,
the day walker?
day walking.
Yeah.
How you doing, Devon?
Devon, what's good? Everything is good. How are you? Daryl says, I know Pedro doesn't drink, but I like fresh limes in a Bloody Mary.
Hmm. Just the name of it scares me. She's bloody. Bloody Mary.
I
Is
don't know.
that Mary the mother of Jesus? Is
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so, but okay. So, for my ladies that are on, and for my guys, okay, let me not leave you out. So, you guys know, oh, Angelica. Come home, Angelica. You haven't been home in too long.
I
Uh,
I've been giving treatment to your mom for the last couple of days. And some people got confused.
we're gonna tell the cupping story in a
Yeah.
minute.
I don't have the pictures loaded up there, but
So, um, what story was I about to tell?
the coping story.
No, I was going to tell something else first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All is well. Devon says it's raining in Brooklyn. I make a jasmine rice with coconut water and lime juice.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's interesting. I love jasmine rice. That's the only rice I use now.
You know, I'm not big on coconut, but I would eat that. I would definitely eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I remember what I was going to say. So for the past like 2 months, just
Mm-hmm.
about, I've been hosting live shopping
Right.
Streams on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So now the company wants me to start hosting live sales for clothing.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to start tomorrow in the city, in the studio. So, ladies, if you like your clothes, come on, watch me. I'll be sure to post about it, post the link for where I'm going live from.
Mm-hmm.
Men, if you are watching, buy some clothes for your honey. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. Yes, D. Great with salmon. Oh my gosh.
We love the salmon too.
That is the magic word. So I don't know if I
do that soon.
I don't know if I said this on live, but I gave up meat for Lent. Maybe I did say it last.
Yeah, you did say.
I gave
Actually,
up.
everything you said before, but that's
No,
okay.
not about the clothing because I just
Yeah, you said it last week, last Monday, but that's okay.
about the clothes or
Yeah,
just
so
in general.
all is well. It's raining in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about the clothes, but that's okay because it's a good reminder.
No, it isn't because
And
you
it,
obviously
is
didn't want
he
me to say
is he
this
going to
guy.
be clothes for men as well or just women?
No,
No,
just
no,
women. Just women.
just women.
Just women.
Oh, good. I don't have to buy anything, right?
Angelica says I'm making loaded potatoes with plant meat tonight.
What are
Angelica,
they loaded with?
Angelica, when you come home,
She should cook for us. She doesn't.
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, she should cook for us. The bone, my ma'am, how you doing?
So,
Yummy, yes.
so yes, I was trying to finish talking about Lent, and Pedro
Okay.
interrupted me
She
again.
said she stopped eating meat.
So I stopped eating meat for Lent, and I didn't. We don't buy red meat in this house. We don't really eat it unless you're making beef stew Dominican style. And then I don't eat the meat still. I just
No.
pick the vegetables out.
In other words, when you asked me to make it.
So I've only been eating fish.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I've been eating a lot of salmon because salmon is like my favorite.
Right.
My favorite.
Okay.
Made on a cast iron skillet.
Right.
Crispy across the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon, my favorite. Cod. So when Dee mentioned salmon,
And she makes it with lemon and coconut.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I would try that.
Dee, I have been thinking about doing a cooking podcast. I think we really need to. Like one of our shows.
Yeah.
You did this once. You made your arroz con gandules live. So I need a skillet.
We'll get you
Well, guess what, Angelica? We would buy you one, but every time we ask you, can we buy this for you? You say no.
Just give me money.
So Angelica's air fryer, which was our air fryer before we got a new one, and it was still in, well, we thought it was excellent condition. So we gave it to her and her housemate to take, and it blew up.
It was good when we
And so I messaged her. I said, Angelica, do you want us to buy you an air fryer? And she said no. We have all these dishes we want to give her. No.
Okay.
Angelica, take it with you. No.
No, she said she doesn't have room in her car.
I want to know what's in her car.
I don't know.
Every single time she comes up, that's what she says.
I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Every time.
Yeah. So I sent a message to our guest, and it didn't dawn on me that he was probably in a different time zone. So I sent him a message, and if it works out, we'll have him on. If not, we'll just reschedule the date and make sure we get our times right.
Right.
My life is in my car. Oh my gosh.
Well, you gotta get yourself some room in that car.
Well, play with salmon, yeah.
And we see a lot of people coming in and
there are a lot from kids' toys to coins. Angelica, I have no idea what that means. Does that mean you don't play with toys anymore? You're trying to make money?
Another trivia.
Daryl says we need to have another trivia contest, and the prize will be an air fryer.
Yeah.
We should get an air fryer like customized with Tweed Talks on it. And
we could do that. Yeah, I just got my new sneakers for the competition. And no, I don't have them on right now.
Oh, I'm like, your sneakers on? That's funny. So listen, there are a few more people on that are commenting, you guys. Yeah. So some of you are being shy.
Some of you don't be shy. Come on in and comment. Tell me who your favorite comedian is. And if we get Tanc on, we have him on. But I don't see that he's seen those messages.
Right. I
sent them yesterday. So.
Those he saw. Those two he saw.
Okay.
I said, here's the link for the show. I feel incredibly thirsty,
Yeah.
and I just finished this entire. This was the powdered vitamin C,
Oh, okay.
and now I feel like I need some water.
Yeah.
But someone told me not to drink.
Yeah. Don't put too much food
Does
in.
anyone? What is that?
What what
It
is
was
that?
like something floating around.
Um, I don't know, but I've been getting bit a lot, so
I
I don't know
have.
why they don't bite you though. They don't bite you. They just yeah. She got deep packets, so we could probably buy it in air fry.
I have deep pockets.
Deep packet. Yeah, you working all over the place. I just got the same old job.
The same old job.
Uh-oh, I think we got a package. That may be the air fryer.
That's so funny.
you know, um, I I work with a lot of comics. Now
Yeah,
that I
you
think
did.
about it,
You did.
um, you know, most known comic that I work with, it was Johnny Yoon. He was my student for quite a
Is he the
while.
most well known?
Um, no, I work with other comics. I don't know, but Johnny Yoon was the one that I worked with the most. And there
The
was,
most.
yeah, there was others that work, and of course, we live here at the how do you say it, huh?
The Borscht Belt.
Right, and then all the old comics were coming there.
Yeah.
Like even Freddie Prince and people like that became a household name, and they were coming to. But I worked with Johnny Yoon because of the martial art, and there was other things, and you know one of the questions that I wanted to ask is, when did you find out that you were funny?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I sent him a list of questions that
Mm-hmm.
that I was just myself, and obviously I know other people would want to know the answer too.
Mm-hmm.
But just like yeah, like when did you know you were funny or when you wanted to be a comedian?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think a lot of people think they're funny. Like sometimes when I tell you a joke, you don't laugh, but everybody else laugh, which is very interesting.
Oh, are you a comedian?
Oh no, everybody's a comedian. Everybody tries to be funny.
I'm kind of funny.
Well, what? You funny?
Yeah, I'm funny. But my humor is like sarcasm.
No, you humor is putting me down.
I would never.
Her humor. If you see when I write something funny on
Ye-
Facebook, you see that she comes on
I knew that
and
was
try to
coming.
take me
I
down
knew that was coming.
because
Like yesterday. What did you
because
post
she
yesterday?
she gets applause from. It, before I post something, sometimes what I do is I run into my wife and say, "Isn't this funny?" What I put yesterday was about Elton John.
Yeah. Oh
I,
yeah,
I
that was
put
funny.
about Elton John
Yeah.
because I said, when he was singing that song, I'm still standing. He was sitting down.
That was funny.
So, people, but sometimes you give me that look like,
No, I actually laughed and I said, yeah,
yeah,
that's funny.
yeah. Um,
That was funny, definitely.
every once in a while, because you can't be too serious in life. You can't be serious all
Do
the
you
time.
think I'm too serious?
Hmm?
Do you think I'm too serious?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I think that everybody has to go through those ways where and you can't take everything too serious, and you can't take everything too much of a joke.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance in between. But if you do it as a living, then you
Right.
got it. You got to make it.
Yeah.
You got to make it go. But I have known people that were really funny in front of a crowd, but then when they by themselves, they're very quiet and reserved.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So
musician, the same thing.
in hanging out with Johnny Yoon,
Hmm.
was he always cracking jokes?
And he had a very serious part to him, and one thing he took serious is golfing.
Okay.
Golfing. So, like when he started making, he used to be a singer.
Yeah.
So he started making jokes within his act, and then the jokes kept getting longer and longer and longer. And before you knew it, then he was doing two songs and a whole, and then he
A
changed.
comedian that
So he
sang.
changed, yeah. So he
Yeah.
changed from somebody that sang to somebody that became a comic,
Mm.
And then of course he did that movie, a couple of movies. But yeah, he wasn't trying to be funny. He was serious when he was off.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's some people that were on all the time,
Take
like
a good
Rob,
look at my face. I was
Robin
canceled.
Robin Williams. There's some jokes that Johnny used to do between me and him that that I used to go like this, like no. And he did one of those jokes where back then was accepted, but if he did it today,
Yeah.
he would be canceled,
He
as
would
they
be
say.
canceled.
Let me see what Darrow's saying.
I like extreme humor, very subtle, like Michael Keaton. Okay. And then very bizarre, like Monty Python.
Mm,
Yeah, that's like that
yeah,
really, really hardcore. But I think since we're talking about like you mentioned Johnny Yoon, I would definitely say like I mean I know I'm even young for this, but the Three Stooges.
yeah.
That was
My.
crazy.
What's funny is that I was, of course, younger, and my mother used to say, "Why do you laugh? Why do you laugh at them? Because they're so stupid." My mother didn't like their humor, but I was rolling on the floor when they were on. Another one was the comedian, and he just passed, Sal Richards.
Yeah.
And I took you to see him.
I've to see him
So
a few times.
yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, yeah, and he was funny. They call him. They didn't really call him a comic, but an entertainer because he
He
did all
was
kinds of stuff.
so funny.
Yeah, Sal Richards. But of course, the new comics, such as Eddie Murphy and all those people, extremely funny since they were like a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it's been quite a while, and I don't think he's seen those messages. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's waiting.
Waiting for what?
Like last time the two people that didn't come on, like when we did the couple show, they thought it was later
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well, if he does think it was 8 o'clock his time, which is 9 o'clock our time,
Hmm.
he's probably waiting until that
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying.
It's like Gilligan's Island. So many of us could identify with Gilligan, but would never admit it. That's so funny because I was before the show just a little while ago. I was watching the A Team, classic 80s show. That's classic television right there. And which one is the character's name? That was the silly one, and he used to drive Mr. T's character, B.A. Baracus, crazy. He's like, "Come on, fool, leave me alone, fool."
Oh, I
You
don't.
know who I'm talking
No,
about.
yeah,
I'm gonna.
I think I know who you're talking about. Who's your favorite comic out there? Talk to us.
His name is Dwight Schultz.
Dwight Schultz.
Dwight Schultz. Yeah,
Hmm.
he played the character on the A Team. Yeah, he always wore the hat. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And I was looking at Mr. T and how physically fit he was.
Yeah.
And I guess I never realized it before. I mean, I was probably like 7 when I was watching it, but
I met him before he became Mr. T. Before he was on Rocky.
before he was in Rocky?
Before he was in
So
Rocky.
before he was Clubber Lang and before
Yeah.
he was
Yeah. I
Mr.
met
T.
him.
Murdoch, yes.
And you know where I met him?
Kutcher's.
No.
Don't tell me.
You'll be surprised.
ShopRite.
No, I met him at the Bagel Bakery because he was a bodyguard for another boxer, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah,
Murdoch.
he said
Yeah.
Murdoch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's when I met him. He just walking around. Um,
So how did you guys meet? Did you just walk up to him and introduce yourself?
no, he was with a couple of other people. You know, like
Okay.
even when Muhammad Ali used to come up here, he um he had an
He had an
entourage.
entourage, of course.
But the funny thing is, his entourage wasn't right there with him. They were like behind him, like a few miles. I remember when he was training at the Concord Hotel, and he, I was training, and I was running this way, and he's running that way, and I just like,
That's funny. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So that
So that was your interaction with him, and
yeah, that's it.
wow.
That's it. I didn't even know.
Did you do that whole 80s thing where you're running down the sidewalk and then you turn around to look and run backwards? That's literally in every 80s movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny because when you look, it hits you after oh my, and then of course the paper was covering all that stuff when he was up
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in, and where were you?
Hmm?
That time that I saw Sade Badenois at the Whole Foods in New Jersey. Where were you?
I was there with you, and you were telling me that it was
Oh,
her,
maybe
and I
you were in
kept
another aisle?
no, you were telling me it was her, and he said no, that's not her.
It was definitely her.
Oh,
It
okay.
was definitely her.
She,
I don't misrecognize people.
no, you actually pretty good at that.
This is what I'm saying.
There's some people that we have met at places and he said, "Oh, there goes so and so," and I like, who?
Remember when we went to the Oscars party
Yeah,
a few weeks ago and we ran into that girl
yeah.
from like episode 6 of Poker Face?
I had no clue.
We watched it
I
together.
watched, yes, I watched, and I watched it again. I had no clue that it was her. We're sitting over there, and I'm making fun, you like I always do. I was saying things like, "Hey, you look like so and so," which we usually do when we on set. We find who they look like. And
But it,
I don't think she liked the person that I said, so I'm not going to mention the name.
who did you say she was? You're gonna whisper it in my ear.
When we did Furlough.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, just for some reason, and you know, I noticed who the person is, and I'm like, wow, this is really out of place.
Uh huh.
But it's not because she's from the Hudson Valley.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Daryl says in 1987, Mr. C was on a plane with a bunch of special Olympians who were on their way to South Bend. He allowed every athlete to get an autograph. He was in first class. There were 12 kids on that flight.
Hmm.
I love stories like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I ran into Mr. Gadget when I was coming back from Vegas.
Who?
Mr. Gadget.
Oh, Mr. Gadget.
Yeah, the guy that goes on television.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, I looked at him, right? And then the first thing he said to me was, oh, and before I said anything, he said, oh, so you watch morning TV? I said, how do you know? I said, because I could tell you recognized me. So I went,
Because you were
I
watching
actually
him.
took a photo with him. He was funny. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's, how did the subject change to celebrity sighting?
Because we were talking about Mr. T,
Okay,
and you
Mr.
said
T.
you encountered Mr. T.
Yeah. Yeah. Before he was Mr. T.
That is so funny because then you don't then when you see them like on TV or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, wow, I just saw that guy, whatever, 3 weeks ago. I just saw him last month.
Mm-hmm.
He was nice, or he was
Tell
an idiot.
tell us your celebrity encounter. I know that Daryl already said about.
Daryl's gonna drop names.
Well, Daryl should have met a lot of people because he was involved with Special Olympics.
It can't be anybody from the gymnastics community.
No, no. I'm talking about there were
Like
celebrities.
film or
There were celebrities that would come to the Special Olympics back then when I was considered a celebrity. So what
back
happened?
then.
Listen, this happened this weekend. I don't know if I should bring it up.
Oh my gosh, what are you gonna say?
Um, Actually, I already started, so I better. But this lady called me a silver fox. She said, "Go ahead out there and model your silver fox."
In church. Not at our church. Not at our church.
But that was funny because I kind of did you say that?
Because a lot of times people will say something and you won't hear them because I don't know where you are at that point
I just don't
or
think
whether
that.
you're zoning out.
Maybe I wasn't expecting it.
And I said to him, I was like, "Did you hear what she said?" And he said, "Yeah." I was like, "She said it twice."
Oh,
Our neighbor
1988.
later in '88. Oh, and didn't Daryl say, Daryl, didn't you fly with Shirley Caesar?
Did he? Was he him?
Was it you? Or was it someone else that was watching the show? I can't remember because there were so many comments that day.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yep.
Yes, Shirley Caesar.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of your favorite singers, isn't it?
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
You said, oh yeah, you started singing that.
Did I?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I don't really get Star Trek because
That is
I live with her.
completely untrue.
What are you talking about?
That's completely untrue.
Tell me who did I get Star Trek with? Gymnast?
No, when we go somewhere, if we see someone who's like a celebrity or somewhat of a celebrity, he's like, and he'll do exactly that. Like that's my direct interpretation of him. Grab the phone, want to take a photo, hun, take.
Yeah, I do take photos. That's for
Okay.
sure. But I don't go huh. And usually I don't even recognize who they are until you tell me. So there you go. What you were saying before.
That has happened several times.
Yeah,
as
several
well.
times.
Yes.
Isn't that like, for example, the guy that Layla likes from that show, from Psych?
Oh, Corbin Burnson.
Yeah. So now I know him from movies. I don't know him from that show. So I didn't know what he looked like. So when you say, "Oh, there he is," and I go like, "Cool." So yeah,
And then okay, so even when I say who it is and he doesn't really know who they are, he still wants to take a picture with them.
I did.
And then we went to that same party and
Yeah.
we saw Lorraine Toussaint. I was like, "Oh, honey, that's Lorraine Toussaint." And then he ended up taking a picture with her, sat down at the table, was having a conversation.
Yeah,
Who else?
she wanted to bring her kid to me for martial art. Say, "Oh, I heard you're a very good martial artist and you teach, you know." So I say, "Yeah," and then she said, "Where you at?" Then when I told her, she said, "Oh,"
Yeah.
because I think she's in Brooklyn or someplace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there
Yeah,
were a
but
few
you know
others.
what? And there's people that are asking me but they live in California and things like that. I may have to do some Zoom or something online.
Oh, good for you, because I'm not taking on anything else.
Yeah, because
I really cannot.
there are some of my students that have forgotten some of the qigong, and they want me to send them a video.
So you guys heard it here.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro is starting an adult gymnastics class, and also Zoom martial arts. So sign up.
Wait a minute.
You did say you were starting an adult gymnastics class. You
I
actually
said I was thinking
you said
about
it today, and you said it last week
I
too.
was thinking about it because some of my former gymnasts that are little, and plus one of the kids' parents did a cartwheel the other day, and she got excited about a gymnastics class for adults. I said, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah, I am not
So
here for it.
I'm just going to do it for fun.
Zoom, let's
We gotta
do
do
it.
it
Dee said she's in.
And why do you want to Zoom?
Yeah, Dee. Do you practice martial arts already, or would you be
I
a
think she just
beginner?
started. I think she wanted to do Krav Maga. I think.
Krav Maga.
I think
Ooh.
so. Yeah.
That's a good one because that's self-defense, right?
Yeah,
Israeli, yeah.
yeah,
We met some folks from the Israeli martial arts. I don't know what the organization is.
yeah.
Martial
The
arts.
the Israeli
Neil Farber
yeah,
and his daughter Michaela
yeah,
Farber something. It's
yeah.
it's
They do
uh
that.
it's a
He
very
does
last
more
name
than
now.
that. But yeah,
Martial
he's
arts.
yeah.
D, what style of martial arts do you practice, darling? Betty Okino used to do an online dance class. That was a Daryl, did you take it? Okay, Krav Maga.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you were saying. Okay,
See, I have a great memory. I remember all these
good for
things.
you.
Um, yeah, Betty
Wow,
Okino is one of my favorite gymnasts,
that's pretty cool.
and she's a fantastic. You know how I was writing the other day and I was talking about the F of gymnastics? Fantabulous.
Fantabulous.
Fantastic. Um, and the thing that I'm writing is about
Great, great, D.
those words that start with an F that I start saying coming back from the gym sometimes. Frustration,
Yeah,
fear, fantastic,
yeah.
and fantastic is the one that I like to use the most.
Love
Yeah,
that.
but everybody goes through those things. Frustration. Not only the coaches but the kids, and sometimes the coaches go through frustration because the kids is frustrated. And so we have some guests lined up. I hope that the rest of the uh, month. Well, this is the last one for this month, right?
Is it? Today's
Yeah,
the
today
27th. Can
27.
you guys believe that March like is done? Like March is over. Can you
And
believe that?
Jimmy Kimmel is gonna make fun of you because everybody that broadcasts out there says that. Can you believe Smart already? He did a whole thing of that.
Oh my gosh, he did?
He
That's
did a whole
funny.
thing.
I'm gonna be
He
in his
showed a
next
lot of
clip.
people, and they're saying, "Can you believe it's March?" And it was March first.
You know what? I appreciate that. You saying that because tomorrow on my live stream, I'm gonna say, can you guys believe March is almost over?
Yeah,
That's gonna be his next clip.
yeah, that that is funny. Everybody says that.
Yeah.
I like March 4.
You like what?
March 4.
March 4th?
Yeah,
Why? Because May the 4th be with you?
no,
Oh,
just march forward. Yeah, everything that is in life, it could be motivational or depression, depending on who's looking at it and from where you're looking at it.
yeah.
So March forward to me means march forward.
Whoa. Okay. I missed that comment. Daryl's comment. He
Okay,
says he does meditation with Betty and her husband Jacob online 3 times a week.
Jacob. Jacob is fantastic. He does the ninja warrior thing, and where he puts some of his sayings on there. I actually asked Betty to come on.
You did ask her?
I did ask her to come on. She told me to send her a email, and when we did the couple show, they couldn't come on.
Oh, okay.
But I had asked both of them to come on. He's very positive guy.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's funny that Daryl should say that because I was looking at his page yesterday,
Yeah.
and what I wanted to do was take some of the things that he's saying, and then we talk about it. He's very into positive motivation, sort of like me.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Um, I've been watching some really interesting things on Netflix.
Uh huh.
One of them I'm watching with Layla because it has to do with films. Um, the movies that made us,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then another one was I can't remember, but they're talking about something about pop. That's pop.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about musicians that used to go to, what is the name of that place in the city? Is called the Brill Building. The Brill.
Right.
Where all these musicians used to go and play and write songs and collaborate. And I just found it so interesting. And I wanted to have one of the, and I don't know why I got this in my head, but I wanted to have one of the people that they interviewed on there, because obviously he has a connection to the Catskills.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to look up who that was. You guys help me out. This artist's voice is very distinct. Oh, he used to date Carole King way back in the day. Oh, you know who I'm talking about. He used to date Carole King. Jewish?
James Taylor?
No.
No.
I can't think of his name. But on that note, I am going to so yeah, I think what we'll do is we will rearrange with Tanc, because I'm certain that's what it was.
Something happened.
Yeah. So on next week's show, you guys, a couple of years ago, I don't even know how I ended up booking this gig. Can't remember. James Taylor, not James Taylor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. It's gonna come to me.
You probably think this song is about you.
No. This I don't remember how I booked this gig. So I ended up working with this guy. He was in the process of writing this book, about personal experience.
Yeah.
And
that was so long ago, I forgot about it.
Yeah. This was over 4 years ago, so this book has been in the works. The book is called Where's Daddy? And the author's name is Marcus Simmons. So this book just dropped. You can get it on Amazon. He is going to be our guest this coming Monday. And that's going to drive me nuts that I can't remember that name. So he's going to talk about his book, talking about it from the perspective of a child. Where's Daddy? And look at the cover. Boom! Look at that. That's my fake.
Is that
my fake family? No.
Oh, okay. That's just somebody that. Okay.
No.
I don't know. You have so many husbands.
This
is one of your. Okay. Here's Daddy.
I'm gonna find it. Oh my gosh.
What are you trying to find?
It's gonna drive me crazy, guys. Look at that.
Okay. So I'm not gonna show any more of this book, so we could
Yes. Yeah. So we'll talk about it. You guys, help me.
Where's Daddy?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Daryl is saying something here.
What did Daryl say? Jerry Griffin. No.
No, I don't remember who Carol was dating. Okay, so I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a clip that I was gonna play.
Save it.
Oh, you want? Okay.
Save it. Yeah, I think you should save it.
Okay. If you say so.
I think, yeah. This is going to drive me so crazy that I'm going to have to bang my head against the wall. You guys know who this is. Okay. The artist wrote the song Oh Carol, dedicated to her.
Really? I still don't know who you're talking about. Still don't know.
Neil Sedaka.
Neil Sedaka?
Yes.
He dated Carole King? I didn't know that.
Yes, it was his girlfriend at the time, so he wrote that song, Oh Carol.
He lived down the block.
Okay, so he was on this show that they were talking about pop music and how it shapes society and what's in a song. And he was one of the artists that they interviewed. He was talking about how they used to get together at the Brill building and just make music magic.
Mm-hmm.
I love documentaries like that. And I was like, you know what?
Oh,
I
you're
want to
watching
have
that? Yeah.
I want to have Neil Sedaka on the show.
We could probably do that.
Let's make it happen.
We could probably do that. I know some. I got some connection.
What do you guys think, Neil Sedaka? And I kept saying he has such a distinct voice, and he really does. And he sounds the same as he did when he was, younger and making music. Oh, I love that.
Cause breaking up is hard to do. Breaking up. Okay, that's about it.
I can't sing today because
It's
I'm
so
stuffy.
hard. Yeah.
Now I know that it's true. Don't think that
They're
this
gonna
is
charge us.
the end.
Yeah. Neil Sedaka is actually from up here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, you
So
guys.
I'm gonna make a couple of calls. There's
Yes.
a couple of gymnasts and that the father worked with Neil Sedaka. So we'll.
How
I
exciting
actually
would
want to
that
get
be?
him on too. Okay.
We don't even have him on the show, and I'm just excited already.
Yeah. Well, let's concentrate on the shows that are coming up.
I
We
know.
have Marcus, and then
Yes.
we're also going to have
Marcus Simmons is coming on Monday.
We're gonna have. Did you send for Sabrina?
No, but I will.
Oh,
I will.
I thought you
But
was coming the week after.
The weekend, no. Well, Marcus Simmons is coming on this coming Monday, you guys. He's going to talk about Where's Daddy. And listen, you guys are some of the best guests, okay?
This is when I used to teach on you.
Just please keep in mind that this is Marcus' first time being on the show, on any show, doing any interview, okay? He's nervous, so make him feel welcome. Give him a nice Tweed Talks welcome, okay, you guys?
All right.
And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining us live on Tweed Talks. We will make arrangements to have Tanc on the show and get the time right this time. But thank you guys for sticking with us.
Okay. Love. Peace. And harmony. We have love, we have peace. Bye bye. We'll see you.